What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, well, we have another pre-proposal. This is the one that was discussed maybe a couple of weeks ago, so it took a little while for it to actually hit the proposal area, but it is for the exchange listing. It is the updated one. Dave McCoy, who is one of the community leaders, was on the town hall a couple of weeks ago to say that this was coming, that they had worked with Ali and the Blockchain Founders Fund team and came to kind of an agreement of what they thought would be best. So you can see it here. I'm on Peak Monsters, where they show, where all the proposals, all the active pre-proposals, I should say, and then active proposals as well. And you can see this thing is doing well. We're already at 97%. We need to be above 26.6 million in order for this thing to just be a valid vote. So we are well above that. And we are at 97%, so people seem to really like it. I say we dive right in. It shouldn't be anything too crazy, but in case you are out of the loop or just catching up on things, I wanted to make sure we covered it here in the video. So here's a burn transaction. The proposal is to authorize Blockchain Founders Fund to spend up to 30 million. So this is the big change. But again, we've already discussed this. If you've seen previous videos, the last one was for 20 million, but this one is actually for 30 million because they are trying to make sure that if we can get one of the larger ones, Binance or Coinbase, that there will be enough capital in order to do so. So they say exchange listings provide more exposure. Cool. Regional exchanges can add value by acting as a fiat on-ramp for their user base. I'm all for this. So in summary, exchange listings are an important mechanisms to gain new awareness of the SPS token, increase liquidity, and provide new on-ramps into our ecosystem. I am all for it. So here we go. Should this proposal succeed, Blockchain Founders Fund will proceed with negotiations to get SPS listed on additional exchanges within the following criteria. So up to a total of 30 million SPS may be utilized, up to 30 million for either Binance or Coinbase. Those are the top two, and I believe that those are the ones that they're going to try to target. Up to 7.5 million for any other top 10 exchange, and then up to 2.5 million for each localized exchange that supports fiat on-ramps. So the allocation for 30 million will be good for 1 year. So I'm not sure when this would go live. I'm assuming once the DAO vote is done. So this probably wouldn't be until like early April because we have to finish the vote for the pre-proposal and then have the actual proposal. So if it all passes, they'd have it for until April of 2024. For receiving full DAO proposal. Unspent SPS after that time elapses would need a renewal proposal. So very, very cool. Now, the background for this, they go into a lot of, what BFF is or who BFF are. So they're a large asset holder in the SPS ecosystem. We've gotten to know a little bit more about them, but they've been responsible for each of our previous exchange listings. So Gate, I think it's supposed to be Gate.io, Crypto.com, Huobi, Mexi, BitTrue. I mean, you might look at this and say, well, those aren't really that big of exchanges, but at the end of the day, like, they provide on-ramps, and not every exchange is going to be a Binance. A lot of these exchanges are actually regional or local, and so being able to hit different folks, different people around the world, I think is going to be really clutch for us. Obviously, getting Binance would be great, but even if we get some of the lower ones, I'm okay with that, to be honest with you. I think that more exposure is better, and what you want is for when somebody uncovers or discovers Splinterlands, they go through and they're like, where can I buy this? Is one of the exchanges that I usually go to on there? Cool, that's awesome, right? So they're saying, let me see, they have significant experience negotiating the space. They're offering services for free in order to help the DAO achieve its mission of promoting the SPS token. So that's pretty cool. We're not paying them anything. All this 30 million is going towards paying those fees to get the exchange listings. So while getting either Binance or Coinbase may be a long shot for even this amount of money, the council believes that both the timing and dollar amounts are reasonable for the benefits that could be achieved by additional listings at this time. So I guess they're kind of hedging their bets here, saying that Binance or Coinbase are still a long shot, but I'd rather take that shot. Because at the end of the day, and I know people might argue with this, they don't have to spend the 30 million, right? Like, we're just authorizing them to spend the 30 million. If they can't get it, then they shouldn't spend it on they shouldn't spend it on anything else. I mean, they shouldn't spend it on anything else aside from exchange listings. So I'm okay with what they're going for here: 30 million for Binance, 7.5 million for a top 10, and 2.5 million for smaller ones. So at that rate, I'm okay with it. And we can always amend this later by having another DAO pre-proposal vote to say, hey, you know what? They've gotten like 4 smaller ones, which leaves 20 million left in the tank. Is that enough? Do we want them to stop, or do we want to provide another 10 million and really go for the jugular and get Coinbase now that we have 4 smaller ones to show that there is demand for this? This is an important thing here. So from a timing perspective, Splinterlands and SPS have weathered the bear market much better than many other projects, and our overall stability makes us an attractive listing at this time. That's not exactly what I wanted to talk about. The council believes it is worth pursuing listings now. So 30 million SPS is almost 900,000 at today's prices, and the council agrees that this is a lot of money. However, 30 million is only 10% of the SPS that was set aside for the DAO. Now, keep in mind, the DAO has about 60 plus million in there right now, but there should be more coming into the DAO over time as set aside by the white paper. So it's less than half of what's currently in there. So in addition, Splinterlands, here's the important part. In addition, Splinterlands has committed to releasing a mini set that will be sold for DAO revenue with each main set for the foreseeable future. 30 million is a lot of SPS, but the council has worked with the Splinterlands team to make sure any tokens spent for this purpose are fully replenished by the selling of future mini sets. Now, this is a weird thing to cover because I think we all assumed that was going to be the case, right? For any future mini sets, the team was going to provide or have that go towards the DAO. But keep in mind, the team is putting all this work in. They're paying creative, they're paying the dev team, they're paying programmers, the whole across the board to create these things for Rift Watchers, for example, and the team is making $0 out of that. They're making $0. All of that is going towards the DAO. So in a way, I'm glad that this is kind of being put on paper, that the team is agreeing to this. So, this is the team, this is Blockchain Founders Fund, this is the community leaders. I see it as a nice alignment across the board. So here's another important thing. So should this proposal succeed, it would likely be 1 to 3 months before the first listing could be realized. This would allow the company time to release important parts of Land 1.5 for more use case for cards, roll out various upgrades to the new player experience, maximize opportunities presented by token listings. So 1 to 3 months. Let's say this gets approved early April. We're looking at May through July, right? May through August, maybe, in terms of the time frame of when we can expect this stuff. And I gotta say, I know I'm Papa Bear, but I feel relatively bullish for where crypto is going. Macro seems like it's falling apart, but the best part of banks failing, and I don't mean to say that lightly, but the best part of the financial system going through its troubles is the fact that people are flocking to Bitcoin because they recognize the value of that. And by association, all of crypto is going for the ride. So it's kind of like I'm in a weird position now where it's like a no lose scenario. And again, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to go and buy a bunch of stuff. I'm just saying it's really interesting to see that when stuff starts falling apart for traditional finance, people flock to Bitcoin. And when stuff starts pumping for traditional finance, people go into Bitcoin, right? So it's I'm not saying that it's only going to go up, but it's just nice to see that Bitcoin has this resilience to it. And obviously by association, I think a lot of crypto will follow. So 1 to 3 months, I have no idea what to expect. Obviously, we got some interesting inflation numbers. We've had a couple of banks go under. We're going to get the Fed announcement soon, or the Fed meeting for March very soon. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I would say in 1 to 3 months, I'm really excited for where Splinterlands is headed. And if the market, if the world doesn't fall apart, I think we're going to be in a much better place. So I don't know. I'm just kind of excited for all of that from a broad picture. So the council believes that the increased utility of assets and continued focus on improving the new player experience will help retention. Awesome. So the Splinterlands community leadership is confident that pursuing exchange listing at this time is good use for DAO funds. All right, we ask that you support this proposal. Awesome. So I will be voting for this. Usually I tell people to vote whatever their conscience is, but I would like to encourage you to vote for this, mainly because we kept hearing about when Binance. Well, here's the shot, all right? Here's our chance to go out and get it. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure what this B is, but any 4 of these exchanges I would totally take. Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, and KuCoin. So if we can get any of those, I will be really happy, and I will think that this is SPS well spent to make an easier onboard for people, people around the world, people who are into crypto. Because at the end of the day, I think that is our main audience. I know there's this move to go towards Web 2 and try to get more Web 2 players in. That will happen over time, but we're not going to compete with any Web 2 games. At the end of the day, there's a lot of people who are into Web 3 gaming, and we just need to show them why Splinterlands is so much better than many of the other games out there. So I think we not only need to show them that, but we also need to create easier on-ramps for them. And I think any of these 4 exchanges, maybe even top 10 exchanges, will be good. So that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.